wisdom and goodness, have appointed the officers of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people. We beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you've been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessing descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county and of those whose interests you have committed to our church. Amen. Welcome, honorable members. Clerk, kindly take us through the prayers in the order paper.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Honourable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that
we are in order number 5, papers.
Honourable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers. That the County Assembly Committee on Appointment report on vetting of the nominee for appointment of the position of the Secretary of the Public Service Board. 2, I beg to lay the following papers that on the vetting of the Honorable Member Dr. Cecilia Ngetich, nominee for the appointment for the position of the member of the BOMET County Public Service Board.
Honorable Speaker, I also beg to lay the following paper on the vetting of Mr. Paul Kiplanga Kirui, nominee for appointment to the position of member of the BOMET County Public Service Board.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Chagmori.
Honorable Speaker, they have to table the papers in the floor of the House, so they can remove and table, so that it will due process.
Honorable Majority, kindly.
I beg to table, Mr. Speaker.
Kindly proceed. Likewise to Honorable Rosalie. Yeah, after clerk.
Order number 6, notice of motions.
Honourable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion that pursuant to Section 9(2) of the Public Appointment of County Assemblies Approval Act number 5 of 2017, this County Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Appointment on the vetting of Honourable Cecilia Ngetich, the nominee for the position of member of County Public Service Board, and pursuant to Section 58(1)(b) of the County Governments Act 2022 approves the nomination of Honorable Cecilia Chelangat Ngetich for the appointment of as member of County Public Service Board. Mr. Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion that pursuant to Section 9(2) of Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act number 5 of 2017, this County Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Appointment on the vetting of Mr. Ruto Kipyegon Wesley, the nominee for the position of the Secretary of the County Public Service Board, and pursuant to Section 58(1)(c) of the County Government Act 2012, approves the nomination of Mr. Ruto Kipyegon Wesley for the appointment of the Secretary of the County Public Service Board. I beg to lay, Mr. Speaker.
Kindly proceed and lay. You stood at the same time. Kindly allow Honorable Ernest.
Thank you very much.
Honorable Ernest, ability, please.
Point of.
Ability, please,
the
Honorable.
laying of the papers on affecting of the appointees, so that we continue from this is one subject that we are dealing with. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I hope you will allow.
Okay, not the Honorable. Honorable, I am noting that you are not organized, Honorable Member. So, Honorable Ernest, kindly allow Honorable Roslyn to read the notice of motion which is related to what Majority Leader tabled.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to lay the notice of motion on that pursuant to Section 9(2) of Public Appointment County Assembly approved Act number 5 of 2017. This County Assembly adopt the report of the Committee on Appointment on the vetting of Mr. Paul Kiplangat Kirui, the nominee for the position of Member of County Public Service Board, and pursuant to Section 59(1)(b) of the County Government Act 2012, approved the nomination of Mr. Paul Kiplangat Kirui for appointment as a member of the County Public Service Board. I beg to lay.
Yeah, kindly proceed. Honorable Ernest, kindly take the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to give notice. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give the following notice of motion. Whereas recent investigations and arrests by Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, have raised serious concerns about potential loss of staggering cash, Kenya shillings 1.2 billion to the people of BOMET County due to fraudulent activities. Noting that an investigation conducted by the Budget and Appropriation Committee in November 2023 uncovered alarming irregularities, revealing that significant portions of claims presented as pending bills within the county treasury's report were fabricated, indicative of widespread malpractice and corruption within the county's financial management processes. Deeply concerned that, notwithstanding this Assembly's directive, the county treasurer may have proceeded to disperse payment for claims based on discredited pending bills report, which this Assembly had deemed unreliable and fit as basis for approving disbursements. Alarmed further that nearly a year after the Budget and Appropriation Committee's report recommending disciplinary action against the staffs involved in this malpractice was approved by this Honorable House, no disciplinary action has been taken against any county officials who were either directly or indirectly responsible for authorizing these fraudulent payments, including bills for incomplete or non-existent projects, as documented in the Assembly's report. Aware that recent EACC investigations into these massive corruptions have implicated senior officials within the county executive, including members of the county executive committee, the CECs, chief officers, and other senior staff, revealing a deeply entrenched culture of corruption among county government employees. Concerned that payments continue to be processed for companies with questionable integrity, including entities already flagged by the EACC and under active investigations, such as Kilchet Enterprise, Rosina Building Contractors, Baserock Company Limited, Hagba Roda Consult Limited, Pace Solutions Limited, Hamron Logistics Limited, Wicheru Construction Limited, VAD Building and Construction Limited, Ronium Construction Limited, Cormon Holdings. Speaker, there is a very funny one. I don't know whether it is Corom or Cormon Holdings Limited, Morex Logistic Company Limited, Zillion Investments Limited, Chapman Construction, Tata African Holdings Kenya Limited, and Santa Fe Solution Company, whose claims continue to be processed by the county treasury. Deeply disturbed that any further payments to these companies currently under investigation may constitute acts of further corruption, which would be detrimental to the people of BOMET County. Determined to uphold the County Assembly's duty to safeguard public funds and ensure that the resources of BOMET County are utilized for legitimate benefits of its residents. Now, therefore, this County Assembly resolves as follows. 1, that the County Executive Member for Finance and Economic Planning be urged to immediately suspend all pending payment to the aforementioned companies, as well as to any other entities flagged by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, as suspected of fraudulent dealings within the county. 2, that the County Executive Committee Member for Finance and Economic Planning be further urged to refrain from processing any pending bills or future payments to any entities already flagged by the EACC and currently under investigations until such investigations are concluded and findings fully verified. 3, that the County Executive Committee Member for Finance be required to submit to this County Assembly within 21 days a comprehensive report providing clear justification for any payment already made to these entities in the financial year 2023-2024 and 2024-2025, specifically to those entities publicly named as under investigation, substantiate by verifiable evidence that such payments were for legitimate services and goods rendered. 4, that the county executive committee member or for finance be required to furnish this county assembly within 21 days with detailed list of pending bills, ensuring that any further disbursement are substantiated by verifiable evidence of legitimacy, transparency, and freedom from fraudulent implications. I wish to table this, Mr. Speaker.
Kindly proceed. Okay, thank you, Clerk.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to request a statement from the Chairperson Committee on Finance and Economic Planning concerning the contracts awarded to the following companies by the County Government of BOMET within the last 5 years. Number 1, Honorable Speaker, is Sundavi Solution. Number 2, Pay Solution Limited, Akbar Roads Consultant Limited, Base Rock Company Limited, Rosina Building Construction Company, Gilchet Enterprise. Honorable Speaker, in response, the Chairperson should state the following. Number 1, the specific contract awarded, the specific contract undertaken by each of the said company within the last 5 years, status of each contract awarded to each of the companies over the said period. Number 3, whether the procurement laws was followed in the award of the contract to each of the listed companies, and if yes, failed the supporting documentation. Number 4, amount of money paid to each company over the said period. Honorable Speaker, I beg to table.
Kindly proceed and table. Okay, thank you. The statement which has been sought by Honorable Vincent, I committed to Committee on Finance and Economic Planning, and to expedite and report to this Honorable House within 14 days. Honorable Chair, Finance.
Obliged.
Okay, thank you. Clerk.
Order number 8, the BOMET County Revenue Administration Bill 2024, Bills number 1 of 2024, second reading.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Bernard.
I think you commit to the wrong committee, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Kindly say it when standing.
Yes.
Honorable.
All right, I have an issue with the link, Mr. Speaker. You commit to the wrong committee, Mr. Speaker, because the issue which was raised by Honorable Katam is touching mostly on budget issue.
Honorable Speaker, maybe I want to inform my learned friend that the question raised by Honorable Vincent touches on payment, not budget. So payment deals with finance. So I think that is the difference.
Yeah, that is it. It's been committed to Committee on Finance and Economic Planning, and the Committee on Finance and Economic Planning should the chair find out that there are issues which maybe will be touching on budget, you are at liberty to consult with the chair for budget.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable.
Honorable Speaker, I think my good friend, Honorable Bernard, is not properly dressed. That is why he's not listening very well, Honorable Speaker.
Such in a term kindly ascertain whether Honorable Bernard is appropriately dressed. Honorable Bernard, you are out of order. Kindly be appropriately dressed so that the dignity of this house is maintained. I'll give you 5 minutes to dress appropriately.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Charles.
Is it in order for the member whom you have given direction that he should go and dress properly to bow on the opposite, Honorable Speaker?
It is not in order. And if he does that, we will invoke the powers within my chair and even jurisdiction of this house, so that such conduct can be investigated. Yeah, thank you. Honorable Nathan, kindly proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I'd like to move the following motion. The BOMET County Revenue Administration Bill 2024, Bills number 1 of 2024, be read for the second time. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the Committee on Finance and Economic Planning, pursuant to Standing Order 201, subsection 5G, it is my duty and pleasure to present to the Assembly the Committee's report on the BOMET County Revenue Administration Bill 2024. This is the relevant committee that considers all matters relating to the county treasury, revenue policies, county economic planning and development, including statistics. Membership, I, Nathan, the chairperson, Evelyn, vice chair, Honorable Olivia, member, Peter Ono, member, Javed, member, Josiah Samoe, member, Naomi Chamtai, member. Honorable Speaker, the Sectoral Committee on Finance and Economic Planning derived its mandate from the provisions of Standing Order 201, subsection 5, which defines the functions of sectoral committees as being to investigate, inquire into, and report all matters relating to the mandate, management, activities, administration, operation, and estimates of the assigned departments. To study the programs and policies objective of departments. To study and review all legislation referred to it. To study, assess, and analyze the relative success of the departments. To investigate and inquire into all matters relating to the assigned departments. To vet and report on all appointments where the Constitution or any law requires the County Assembly to approve, except those under Standing Order 188. To make reports and recommendations to the Assembly as often as possible, including recommendation of proposed legislation. Honorable Speaker, the BOMET County Revenue Administration Bill 2024 was gazetted on 23rd September 2024. Pursuant to Standing Order 129, the bill had to complete a publication period of 14 days before its introduction in the County Assembly. Standing Order 129 provides that no bill shall be introduced unless such bill, together with the memorandum referred to in Standing Order 126, Memorandum of Objects and Reasons, has been published in the Kenya Gazette or County Gazette as a bill to be originated in the County Assembly. And unless in the case of County Revenue Fund Bill, an appropriation bill or a supplementary bill, a supplementary appropriation bill, a period of 7 days, and in the case of any other bill, a period of 14 days beginning in each case from the day of such publication, or such shorter period as the County Assembly may resolve with respect to the bill. Ascended. The bill was therefore introduced in the County Assembly through its first reading on 30th July 2024. The bill, having been read for the first time, was then committed to the Committee on Finance and Economic Planning, pursuant to Standing Order 133.1 for proper assessment, preparation and conduct of public participation, and reporting to the County Assembly within 20 calendar days in accordance with Standing Order 133.4 of the BOMET County Assembly Standing Orders. Honorable Speaker, in considering the bill, the Committee on Finance and Economic Planning was taken through the bill in a number of its meetings. The committee then carried out public participation in all the 5 sub-counties on Thursday, 19th September 2024, where the residents of all the 5 sub-counties were invited to the sub-county headquarters. Honorable Speaker, may I take this opportunity to thank all the members of the public for their invaluable input, in-depth understanding of the processes of public participation and valuable contribution made during the public participation exercise. The committee also takes this opportunity to thank the office of the Speaker and the Clerk of the County Assembly for the support accorded to it during the scrutiny of the bill and the public participation exercise. The committee is grateful to the staff of the County Assembly attached to the committee for their services rendered to the committee. Their efforts and input made the work of the committee and the production of the report possible. Finally, on behalf of the committee, it is my pleasure and duty to present the Assembly the committee's report on public participation on the BOMET County Revenue Administration Bill 2024. Honorable Speaker, on public participation process, consequent to the tabling of the BOMET County Revenue Administration Bill 2024 and committal to the Committee on Finance and Economic Planning, the clerk of the County Assembly of BOMET caused an advertisement to be put in the local daily newspaper informing the public of the intention of the County Assembly to conduct public participation on the bill. The advertisement was published in the Saturday Nation newspaper on 14 September 2024, notifying the public on the date, time, and place of the public participation forum. Following the public participation as advertised, the Finance and Economic Planning Committee conducted public participation on Thursday, 19 September 2024 in all the 5 sub-county headquarters. The residents of all the 5 sub-counties were expected to attend to the public participation exercise and give their views on the BOMET County Revenue Administration Bill 2024. The public views. The members of the public stated as follows. Honorable Speaker, the BOMET County Revenue Administration Bill 2024, 114 clauses and 3 schedules. The following is the overview of the bill. 1. Purpose of the bill. The bill seeks to give effect to the 4th schedule of the Constitution, to provide for the general administration, collection of certain levies and fees, enforcement of the law relating to revenue, and for matters connected therewith and incidental thereto. It seeks to establish a legal and institutional framework for revenue administration in order to ensure effectiveness, efficiency, and transparency in revenue administration. Part 2 of the 4th schedule to the Constitution lists trade, development, and regulation, including A. Markets, B. Trade licenses, C. Fair trading practices. And Article 209, subsection 3 of the Constitution provides that a county may impose A. Property rates, entertainment taxes, any other tax that is authorized to impose by the Act of Parliament. Further, Article 209, subsection 4 of the Constitution further provides that the national and county government may impose charges for the services they provide. The Constitution further mandates the county government to adopt legislative, administrative, and other necessary measures to ensure that revenue generation activities conform to established principles of the fiscal management. Clause 6 of the bill provides for revenue payments, and it states that any revenue payment shall be paid through authorized channels by the executive officers and authorized officers of the county of BOMET. It further provides that the executive member shall appoint an authorized officer as a receiver or collector of revenue receivable, and the authorized officer shall be required to have an identification card issued by the county government and shall issue a county official receipt for all payments made under this Act. Clause 9 provides for estimates of revenue, and it states that where a taxpayer fails to pay revenue or substantiate his payment by his or her records, the executive member may estimate the unpaid revenue, and such estimated amount shall thereupon be deemed to be the amount of revenue due and payable by the taxpayer. Clause 15 of the bill provides for requirement for trade license, and it states that a valid trade license shall expire on 31st December on the year of issue. And subject to Section 17 of this Act, it also provides that a business within the county shall not be conducted unless the requisite valid trade license has been issued for that business. It further provides that any person carrying on business within the jurisdiction of the county who fails to renew a trade license by the 1st March of the current trading year or any past year shall be guilty of an offense, and that a person who contravenes subsection 2 and 3 commits an offense and shall, upon conviction, be liable to pay the license fee owed to the county together with a fine not exceeding 20,000, or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months, or both. Clause 16 provides for application of licenses, and it states that an application for the grant of a trade license shall A. be lodged with the executive member, B. be in the approved form, C. contain such information and be accompanied by such documents as are required by the approved form. D. Be signed in a manner specified in the approved form. And E. be accompanied by the prescribed fee. An application shall be made in the format approved by the executive member. So it also provides that the executive member may, before determining an application, require the applicant to provide additional information or documents as is necessary to enable the application to be determined. Clause 18 provides for grant of license, and it says that the executive member shall grant an application for a trade license if A. satisfied that the applicant has complied with all laws relating to health, hygiene, and safety applicable to the trade license applied for. B. The intended business is a legal business under the laws of Kenya. C. Inspection has been done, an invoice issued. D. The license fee has been paid to the executive member. A trade license shall be issued in the approved form and shall be granted subject to such conditions specified in the trade license. Subject to Section 17, the initial term of a trade license shall start on the date on which the license is granted. and it is valid up to 31st December. Clause 19 provides for renewal of license, and it states that the holder of a trade license shall, before the expiry of the trade license or such other dates as may be prescribed, apply in the prescribed form for the renewal of trade license. Clause 20 provides for the revocation or suspension of trade license, and it says that the executive member may suspend or revoke for a specified period or cancel a trade license if they are satisfied that A, the conduct of the business is justifiably endangering the health or safety of persons who live or work in the neighborhood of the premises from which the business is conducted. B, the holder of the trade license has breached a condition of the trade license. Paragraph 2 provides that when the executive member revokes or suspends a trade license, they shall give the holder of the license written notice of the cancellation or suspension, including the period of suspension. If a trade license is cancelled or suspended, the holder of the license shall immediately cease to conduct the business. Honorable Speaker, I'm reading this because I know even in this house we also have people who have businesses. They should get the information so that whenever they apply for license, they know the procedure and what causes also the cancellation. Number 5, number 4, paragraph 4 further provides that a person who contravenes subsection 3 commits an offence and shall upon conviction be liable to a fine not exceeding 50,000 shillings or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months or both. If the executive member revokes the suspension of a trade license, the holder of the license may resume conducting the business. Clause 27 of the bill provides for designation of the parking spaces, and it states that vehicles shall be parked in designated parking areas and shall be determined by the executive member from time to time. Paragraph 2 provides that the executive member may issue parking guidelines on the use of the designated parking areas. Clause 41 provides for mining and agricultural cess, and it states that the executive member may impose a cess or any kind of mining, agricultural produce and essential produce, and make any such incidental provision as is necessary, and the cess shall form part of the county government revenue. Number 2, the incidental provisions which may be made in the regulation to this Act under subsection 1 may include provisions requiring any person, whether within or outside the area of jurisdiction of the county government, who buys or markets on behalf of a producer or agricultural produce on which the cess is payable and on which no cess has then been paid, to deduct from the money payable to the seller an amount equal to the cess payable on the produce, provided that in any proceeding it shall be presumed that where agricultural produce on which a cess is payable is brought, no cess has been paid on that produce until the contrary is proved. Clause 46 provides for inspection and such, and it states that authorized officer may at any reasonable time enter a place that they believe to be a place where goods are being manufactured, prepared or supplied, or services are supplied and arranged, and shall inspect goods or partly manufactured goods, take a sample of anything, make inquiries, inspect and take copies of records required to be kept under this Act. Clause 50 provides for license for commercial activities, and it states that for carrying out any commercial activity from an open air market, a regular trader must obtain a license. A casual trader must pay such fee as may be prescribed. License issued under subsection 1 shall be guided as provided under the BOMET County Finance Act. Clause 55 provides for prohibited goods, and it states that a market operator shall not sell or offer for sale prohibited goods in a public market provided in the third schedule. It further provides that a trader shall not sell or offer for sale prohibited goods. Clause 60 provides for exception, and it states that Section 59 shall not apply to the carrying marketable commodities from place to place for the purposes of sale within a prescribed area. Clause 65 of the bill provides for powers of the executive member in relation to public nuisance, and it states that executive member may, with approval by the county assembly, declare an act to be a public nuisance. Clause 74 of the bill provides for the revocation of license, and it states that the executive member may refuse to issue or may revoke or suspend a license or permit with respect to any license or permit related to the use of premises as theater, music hall, concert room, or other places of entertainment, or as a restaurant or bar. For the carrying on of any work or trade on grounds that the method adopted or proposed to be adopted by the applicant for preventing noxious or offensive vapor, gases or smells, excessive noise, the proliferation of pests or other nuisance arising from such work or trade are not efficient. That the granting of such licenses or the renewal thereof will cause nuisance. Executive member may cancel any license on permit granted by it on any such grounds as it may be by law specified, and in addition to the following grounds: A, with respect to any license that is contrary to the public interest, for such license to remain in force. With respect to any license specified in subsection 1b, that the premise to which the license relates to or any adjacent premises owned or occupied by the holder of the license are frequented by persons of bad character. 2, that the continuation of such license in force will cause nuisance or annoyance to persons residing in the neighboring. And with respect to any license for carrying on or of any work or trade, that the premises used by the holder of the license have become unsuitable for the purpose. The executive member shall inform the owner of the work, trade, or premises of its decision under this section within 21 days of the receipt of a complaint from any interested person. Clause 92 provides that executive member shall appoint any other person or class of persons to be authorized officers for purposes of this Act. Clause 114 of the bill provides for the making of regulations, and it states that the executive member may make regulations for the better carrying out of the objects and purpose of this Act. Prejudice to the generality of subsection 1, the regulations may be made for the following purposes: the payment of license fees, the exemption, waiver, or reduction of license fees, if any, prescribing fees for services, prescribing forms, publication and service of notices and other documents, the transfer or assignment of trade licenses and different categories of trade license, the procedure of application for tax waivers and where any payment of tax is due, the time within which waivers may be applied for, the requirements with respect to documentation that may be required with the application of tax waivers, regulating the use of markets and market buildings, prescribing and regulating the pattern, description, and use of weighing or measuring instruments to be used by persons selling marketable commodities in any market. Honorable Speaker, the committee proposed amendments. In view of the conducted public participation and the response received from the members of the public, the Committee on Finance and Economic Planning proposes the following amendments on the BOMET County Revenue Administration Bill 2024. 1. That clause 2 be amended by deleting the definition thereof, the word executive committee member, and substitute with the following: the county executive committee member for the time being responsible for finance. 2. That clause 2 be amended by deleting the definition of thereof of the word chief officer and substituting with the following: the chief officer for the time being responsible for finance. That clause 5 be amended by deleting the words executive member as established, constituted and provided for in the BOMET County Revenue Executive Member Act 2024 and substituting thereof with the words County Executive Committee member for the time being responsible for finance. That clause 23(1) be amended by deleting the word executive member appearing before the words against the decision and substituting thereof with the words executive committee. That clause 23 subsection 2 be amended by deleting the words executive member appearing before the words may confirm and substituting thereof with the words executive committee. That clause 106 be amended by deleting the words revenue executive committee member appearing thereof and substituting thereof with the words executive committee member responsible for finance. Honorable Speaker, I would like to request the Vice Chair of the committee to second. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the bill, to second that the BOMET County Revenue Administration Bill 2024 be read a second time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I now propose that the BOMET County Revenue Administration Bill 2024, Bills number 1 of 2024, be read the second time. The floor is now open for debate. It seems there is no one to contribute on the same. I now put the question that the BOMET County Revenue Administration Bill 2024, Bills number 1 of 2024, be read for the second time. And will as many of a similar opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Clerk.
The BOMET County Revenue Administration Bill 2024, a bill for an act of the County Assembly of BOMET to give effect to the 4th schedule of the Constitution to provide for the general administration, collection of certain levies and fees, enforcement of the laws relating to revenue, and for matters connected therewith and incidental thereto.
Clerk.
Adjournment.
The following committees to meet immediately after this: House Business and Rules Committee and Speaker's panel members. There is the sitting adjourned to tomorrow at 9:30 a.m.